So hey guys, Bappy here. In this video, I'm going to share with you an app that I'm building. It's a dream app. I've been thinking about it for a long time. I've attempted it a few times. So I'll be sharing with you what I'm building, how I'm building a demo of the application. I'll be sharing with you how I'm building it. So behind the scene about some of the things I'm doing, how I'm managing everything, design, development, everything. And I want to share with you the philosophy of task management from my perspective, how I stay productive, and how you can use it to stay productive yourself as well. Along with it, I will be sharing with you a few ways you can partner with me as well, because I'm opening up a little bit of a space to partner with me for some people who are interested to be more productive and potentially work with me as well. After that, I will be sharing some general thoughts and a vlog. This is more like a timestamp into the event where I'm doing this. I'm starting to realize the value of YouTube and actually sharing some stuff and how it becomes valuable. Because the first time I talked about this project, it was about 10 years ago, and I realized that things changes and it's fantastic if you can keep a timestamp of it. And if you stick with me for long enough, I will probably share with you some of the great things I've learned that gave me access to some of the greatest minds like Alex Hormozi or Elon Musk, and how they would think, and I'm able to implement some of their features, some of their thoughts into the project that I'm building and how I'm doing it, things like this. Something you can do as well. Anyhow, so without further ado, guys, let's get started. So here we go. So for TimeFig, I might actually turn off my video because I don't think you guys need me very much. I might jump back again later. So for TimeFig, here is the idea of how it works. So let's jump onto TimeFig, snaptask.olab.com.au. I'm actually mixing up. I just realized it's probably very useful to be in the video, so I'm just jumping back on. So actually I might mix up the names a little bit because in the past I used to call this app TimeFig, etc. So this is SnapTask. So I use a dark background Google plugin, that's why it looks like this. But anyhow, if you want to log in, it'll look something like this. So let's actually, I'll actually show you where to go. So you'll be going to SnapTask. This is the actual URL. This is the actual URL you need to go to so just to simplify, in case you want to write it down, snaptask.olab.com. Just plug it into your browser and you'll be able to get there. So that's the idea. Anyhow, let's log out. I'll show you the user flow, how we've done this. So the user flow, I've actually spent a lot of time on this login page. So for those of you who love to build in public, I think some of this might be interesting to some of you. Some of you might find it not so useful. But anyhow, if you already have an email address, let's just say I have got this email address. Let's actually, you guys might hear some background noise, but it's beside the point. So let's actually try to use this email address for the first time. So and you can use this email address to reach out to me in relation to this project as well. And you get a nice little hint right here when you are here. So let's just create a password. Once again, I built it in a way so that if you try with a certain password, you get some hints like this, invalid email, etc. If you don't have the email address, things like this. Let's say you want to sign up with something like this, and you get a nice little hint here, and you get validation like this, like right here. Let's just say we validated. This is just I've created this to be more user-friendly, etc. And then you can try to create an account, and it will not create the account. Okay. It has created the account right there, because I got a little interrupted, guys, there. So if you didn't have the account, then you will have this account created like this. So let's go to the settings and log out. You can log out just like that. If you wanted to try to create that again with this email address and said, at the moment we don't have the authentication just yet set up, so we don't check the email address. So you got to be careful about putting the right email address, otherwise you won't be able to log in. If I try to create the account, it will give me a nice little feedback saying account already exists. So this is a nice little touch of design, making it much more user friendly for users. So they don't have to go anywhere. They can just say, sign in instead, and this will automatically move them to this tab and sign them in. So you can see that you've moved them there and quickly signed in. Boom, just like that. So that's how easy it is. So let's review the app in a mobile view first. I'll just demo it, how you use it. So the idea is that generally I use this for my huddle at the moment. So when I do a huddle in the morning with my team, I just write down 2 or 3 things that I need to focus on. Now, we already have a project management system, we already have to-do lists and a lot of other things. Everybody has everything. You've got your calendar, so you don't really need a to-do list. I'm not a big believer of to-do lists. This is a clear visual for me, like a notepad, to say this is something I must focus on. So the idea is not to ever add more than 3 tasks or 4 tasks in a day. So let's just say call James update. So you can see there's a little touch there. When you add a task, the logo just got hidden. That's another, again, this is something I've built as well into the system, so it looks nice. Let's just say run the dev meeting, reach out to, let's just say, which is a client, let's just say something like this. Maybe this is the 3 things I need to focus on all day. So while there's going to be a lot of other things, this is the 3 things I must get done. That's the idea of the app. So the philosophy behind SnapTask is more important than the interface itself, because the way we get tasks done, the to-do list is really like a to-dead list. So you put a list in there and it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. That's a problem. So that is a real problem. So this is why we've created this like this, so that you can have 2 or 3 tasks in there, and at the end of the day this will disappear. We are still working on the feature. I'm still working on the feature so that you can choose what time of the day this will disappear. So your list is always empty. So let's imagine you managed to get done the first task at the end of the day. You get a nice little visual to celebrate. It says 1 down, and you get here, nice work. Just a little bit of motivation. This is something good UX. And the task that you get done will be actually collected here on the history. So you'll be able to see in a chronological order when the task was started, when it's finished. It's not quite done yet. I'm still working on it, so you can see that it's started. You can delete something that was a test task, for example, this one. Doesn't need to be part of the history. If you think that, let's just say hypothetically you've added this task, but let's say you didn't get to do it. At the end of the day, this whole list got cleared, and you wanted to re-add them. You should be able to. Let's just say this got cleared automatically, and you wanted to add it again the next day, so you can add them again just by clicking here, here, and here. It doesn't remove from the history because it is a track of this was done once and you wanted to do it again, so that's added to the history here, right here again. If you want to get rid of all the tasks all at once, you can do that as well. Just go here, mark all as done. I think we haven't finalized this feature yet, or we can delete the task. Maybe this feature is not fully done, finalized yet. So anyhow, you will be able to get rid of all the tasks all at once from here. That's the idea. So the history tab is still need to be polished. There's a lot of work that's not quite done yet. And menu, we had some problems, so still working on it. So this is not fully functional yet, so you won't be able to update your profile and things like this. But I decided I'm going to build in public. I'm just going to share what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, blah, blah. So that's the idea. Anyhow, for those of you who are using it on the desktop, there's a feature that allows you to quickly demo this app by going to the settings. And there's a thing called test data. So if you turn that on, boom, just like that, you've got a bunch of test data that is created. If you go to the history, you can see a bunch of test history. This is how the app will look like if you have been using it for a long time. So you will be able to see how productive you were. In the future, our goal is to show you nice little colors here to know which task was actually high value and which was not so high value and waste of time and things like this. So should be good. But the philosophy is simple. You have different tasks and things like this, and again, once you finish it, you get a nice little celebration to say, you've done it, blah blah, things like this. And there's a little bit of analytics here as well. It shows you how many tasks you added, how many tasks you done. Again, I haven't worked on this fully yet. This is the starting point. We're going to have more helpful analytics here. It's the same for the phone as well. So let's go back to the phone. And still, there's a little bit of a syncing issue. So if you have issues like your task is not showing up, just refresh the page. That should help. If that doesn't work, just trying to log in and log out again. So I just logged out. I show you how I've designed this one. So it does give you a little bit of feedback, visual feedback, as you try to trap in. Maybe it's not perfect, maybe we need to adjust it, but I love feedback. Excuse the noise, kids playing outside. I'm just traveling, so let's sign in. Oh, that didn't work. Actually, I'm bringing you into my account here myself, so that you can see a realistic use case right here. So it's very early days. I've spent 2 weeks roughly full-time work, like if you were to just combine all the full-time work, and so not a lot of work. There's a lot more work that needs to be done, so we'll do it slowly. As I get feedback, we'll be focusing on what the most important task is, etc. So this is a realistic use case. This is the 4 tasks that I would be wanting to do today, some personal, some professional. In the future, there'll be more different lists. That's the idea, so you can focus on your personal routines, habits. All of this can be managed in one place, but the idea is always going to be the same. You're going to have these 4 tasks, 3 tasks, etc. We might even create a limit so that you have a limitation of how many tasks you can add for yourself. You can choose that for yourself. But yeah, at the end of the day, poof, the whole tasks go disappear, and you have an empty list every day. I'll talk about this in the next part of the discussion, where we talk about the philosophy of task management and getting things done, of how I have been able to do it. All right, so that's it, guys. If you have any questions, comments, let me know. Feel free to give it a try, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on what do you think about this type of task management tool. Now, the next thing we're gonna do, let's just move on to the next part of the presentation. Let's go ahead and share with you a little bit about my personal task management philosophy. So there was a time, so I used a lot of different tools, guys, over the years. Trello, Asana, I've used Notion. I'm an aggressive user of Notion, like really well, actually consulted for Notion for hundreds of thousands of dollars worth for clients setting up their businesses, organizations, things like that. Still use Notion for our primary task management tool. You might have a system. It might be pen and paper, it might be something else, it doesn't matter. But there comes a point where your to-do list keeps growing and growing and growing. If you're someone who's switched to calendar, fantastic. I call the to-do list the to-dead lists. So once you add something there, it never gets done, a lot of the time. And if you have an organization, you're running a business, then your to-do list might be really large. You know, most of the times you don't get it done. So one of my philosophy was, here's what I did. I used to start, there was a point in my life where I had a busy day and I didn't get all things done, and I was like, I have a lot of stress, a lot of things that I need to get done. How am I going to focus on all these things? So this is my philosophy. This is how I started my morning. I said, I'm going to forget about everything. I'm going to start with a fresh piece of paper every morning. And I will write down 2 or 3 things that I need to get done no matter what. I would not look at any list. I would not look at any to-do list, nothing. I would start with a fresh, empty list. And the point of that is you start with a clear sheet, and whatever you remember is what most important. If it's in a to-do list, doesn't matter. As long as I don't remember it, it's not important. So I will take it out of my head and I'll put it in the piece of paper. So let's imagine this is a little task, and let's say we put it in the piece of paper, and that's one task. We just put it down, and just like that, I will be putting in maybe 3 or 4. So maybe it's another task, another task, another task. Now, obviously, this is just a fancy way of writing it, but it could be just a scribble, just a few things that you've written down. It doesn't matter. It could be a little notepad, it could be a large book, large piece of sheet. What is it? Doesn't matter. It could be anything. But the idea is you put 3 or 4 tasks, and throughout the day you have it in front of you as a notepad, as a note, and you try to get it done throughout the day. You know, there's a satisfying feeling when you get one task done. All right, and maybe a few minutes later you get another one done. Over time you get 2 or 3 things done. Maybe you just don't get anything done. You just cross it off and start again. But the idea is next morning you're gonna start with a fresh sheet of paper again, and you do it over and over again. And I found this was the best way to get my tasks done. The interesting thing is, when I start doing this, within just a few days, I quickly get motivated again to start using my tool, whatever tool it was, be more organized, whatever. So the best thing is pen and paper. Best thing is pen and paper. So basically, the idea of SnapTask is just that. This is just your clear sheet. You just delete all this. Let's just say we delete all this. You just start every morning with a fresh sheet, and you just add 2 or 3 things. So for those of you who run a team, you might have a huddle, a company huddle, team meeting, whatever. And just from that team meeting, 1 or 2 or 3 things you just add in there. In the future, we'll have collaboration features so that you can delegate and things like this. So you have other people's list here as well. So you might have 2 or 3 things. If you have a group of people and you have a system or a cadence where your team is doing certain things already without you having to tell them, then I found what was really productive if I was just to ask one thing to them every single day. This one request. So if I had other people's list on the left hand side, maybe I have a team member named James, and I would have one thing for James today, and that kind of stuff. And the interesting thing is, if you've used it for a long time, you'll have a chronological history of what was done. And our hope is that we have more features that is helpful, that is requested by you guys, or we find useful, so that we can maybe on each task, we can. By the way, you can regenerate tasks. On each task, we can perhaps we can have timer and things like this, so that you can see when was the task created, when was it done, what is the history, what productivity level, a bunch of stuff. But at the core of it, the idea is to start with a fresh sheet of paper. So if you're productive, if you're not using this app or whatever, if you have productivity issue, you want to get things done, this is my recommendation. Just start with a fresh piece of paper and just write down 2 or 3 things, and off you go, and that's what's going to give you the most amount of productivity. I was actually listening to a YouTube video recently, Sam Altman, and he said he's a big believer in carrying notes and scribble his thoughts and throw it out. Same concept. My goal is over time to make this my piece of paper. Just instead of throwing it out, I want to have a history of when things were done. So that's the idea. Richard Branson is also a big believer of pen and paper. By the way, I'm using a pen and paper sheet right now here to actually follow the notes to make this video. I just have a few scribbles. I'm following my thoughts. I'm not planning to edit this video particularly. I know I've been not on YouTube so much for a while, and some of you have asked me why not. But I've been building this, that's why I haven't been there, and I've got a whole bunch of other reasons. So towards the end, I might have a vlog style conversation of what happened and why I haven't used it, things like this. Anyhow, now we have seen what SnapTask is, how to use it, a little bit of demo of what we built so far. There's a lot more to it. I'm not going to go into the details. Just go ahead and use it if you find it useful. I'm happy to share more down the track. Then I have shared my personal philosophy of how I do tasks management, all right, on a piece of paper like this. Now, for those of you who are creators and builders and would love to know, no-code builders and people who love to build in public, things like this, the next section is something that you're going to find interesting. I'm going to show you how I'm building it. So guys, I'm taking help from AI tools and stuff like this. I'm using all of them, all of the above, Gemini, Claude, Bolt.new, I'm using a little bit of Lovable. So just getting whatever is out there, making use of those tools. But if you are interested to know how I'm using it, I'll be very happy to do a consulting session with you guys. Just reach out to me. I can't do it with many people. I probably just do it one person. And I'll tell you why towards the end, why I've just made myself available for maybe 1 hour or a couple of hours. I'll tell you in a minute. So anyhow, jumping back onto SnapTask. So this is SnapTask's organizational board. You can see here. So basically, let me just refresh this page here. All right, back into it, guys, again. So this is SnapTask, how I'm organizing the whole department. This will turn into a business. So I have created a system over time where I can take a small idea and it has a process of ongoing growing. So it can become from a small task to a project to a company to a department to a company, etc., etc. But this system is something that I have consulted other companies with. If any of you are interested in something like this, feel free to reach out. I'll be happy to share with you. But anyhow, in terms of getting things done, so this is currently a comprehensive version of the reason I can have a simple task list like a SnapTask and not use something really big is because I have a system that keeps my team and my company or my departments organized. So this is behind the scene of SnapTask task board. You can see I have recently organized it, and these are some of the priorities that I have in the list, so I'll show you in a minute. So I've broken down into these type of work. So if I just click on here, you can see, just a second. Actually, if I just go into one task here, let's go to dev. This is something we're going to work on. Create task disappearing feature. So this is not there yet, and I'll explain to you how I manage task and why I've got all these tags and everything. Some of you will find it really useful, but for those of you who are not into personal productivity, it's probably not going to be very useful to you at all. So anyhow, so these are the tags, these are the task type. Okay, so we've got strategy type, this tasks, we've got design work, UX UI, we've got development work, coding, programming, growth related work, marketing this product, etc. Strategy planning, similar to admin work, DevOps, automating tasks, automating, etc., etc., and archive some things that we don't want or anything like this. So This board is a really powerful board. I have optimized it over multiple different companies, myself, and every single department, project, businesses run in this setup, these 5 columns. Newly added task, need some brief, backlog in progress, and completed this shift. This is a whole minefield. It's a really powerful system that keeps me organized. But the great thing is, this board automatically prioritizes based on the filter that I've applied. So for example, in this case, the task that has the highest value, I will show you what that means, that goes to the top. Then the urgency level, the task that is most urgent, that goes to the top. Then task that has low effort to build goes to the top. This is how it's being filtered automatically. So when I add a task, I just have to make sure these fields are filled. It gets automatically filtered, and the most important task bubbles up to the top. So you can see that in progress, create task disappearing feature is the most important task for me, that bubbled up to the top. This is something I'll be working on next for development, right? In the Bappy view, this is just a view, different view. This has all the open tasks there, forgot password, things like this that we have to build, etc. Then bulk apply is a system that allows me to apply different features. You don't need to know this. Anyhow, this is some UX work, this is some growth related work, DevOps related work. We're gonna do all of this and a whole bunch more, and there's some strategy work, create a role for customer support for all the channel, things like this. Now, maybe some of this is going over your head for some of you, but for some of you, maybe it might be very interesting and you might have more questions. I'm gonna skip all that. I'm gonna tell you a couple of things that you might find useful. So one of the most important things that I've done in my task management system is added a value, dollar value. So what is a dollar value? So let me just go into this task here that is open. Let's just go in here. So a dollar value is, in this case, we're saying, think of a task that is, edit this properly, let's just go here. So this is basically tasks, maybe it's better to view it like this. These are tasks that the users of, for its users to the SnapTask or the SnapTask company, think how valuable this will be to our users, how valuable this will be to our company, etc. So based off of this, we're rearranging this. I actually learned this from Alex Hormozi. One of the best advice that I received while I was building this from Alex Hormozi, and he directly said that one of the biggest change that helped him decide on tasks, prioritizing his tasks, is, pardon the noise outside, guys, there's a lot of noise. I hope you can still understand some of the stuff I'm sharing here. So one of the things he said is that he puts a dollar value specific to the task, and the most valuable task goes up to the top. That's exactly what's happening. So if I go very bottom, when users unfocused from the password field, we should hide automatically. Okay, this is a $100 value. This is a $500 value. This is the arbitrary value that I've put in there, but it's much better to think about a task when you think about it as dollar value. It might also mean dollar value to me, things like this, you know. It doesn't matter how, but this has been a game changer for me, guys. So anyhow, this is how I'm organizing tasks. You've seen the actual organization of the behind the scene. You've seen how I'm managing the task. There's 2 ways to do it. Now, there's so many ways to do it, but I am, for this particular project, you can call me a solo founder. I'm literally doing the whole engineering, design, everything on my own with a little bit of help from my team around me time to time when I need to, but most of the stuff I've been managing myself. You can do it with AI. So just a bit of a, so at this point I'm going to stop here talking about any of this, and I'll share with you some of the stuff if you want to work with me or something like this. So guys, I'm opening up a bit of a partnership opportunity for people who, some of you might know I've consulted for a couple of years. I'm opening up a partnership opportunity. If you're interested in productivity, if you're interested in no-code building or AI-related building or vibe coding or any of this stuff, and you want to jump on a call with me for maybe 1 to 2 hours, reach out to me. I'm open to a consulting session, and I'll be charging only something like $150 for an hour. So I'll probably be available for 1 to 2 hours, and I'll only be available for just one person. So yeah, feel free to reach out. Now, to reach out, I've just created a brand new email address that you can use. Just reach out to me in this email address here. It's called goldercollab@proton.me, and this is going to be a completely brand new email address where you can reach out to me for SnapTask related conversation or this type of conversations. I'm actually going to make this email address public. That's why I'm happy to share with this. goldercollab@proton.me. So GOLDERCOLAB, short for Golder Collaboration at proton, PROTON.me. So that's hopefully that's easy enough for you guys. Yeah, that's kind of one thing that I am doing. I'm becoming available to anybody who wants to do any kind of partnership. Now you can talk to me about anything and everything during that hour, but I have consulted for operations, sales, marketing, etc., but I will be more interested. Excuse me, guys. I got interrupted with a call, guys. Some kind of call from New Zealand. I don't know who it was, but anyhow. So I'd love I'd love to talk to anybody and everybody, but I'm most interested right now for anyone who is currently developing with vibe coding, AI-based coding, and if you want to talk about AI, if you want to talk about productivity that are directly relevant to this project, I will be prioritizing it. So anybody can reach out to me. I just want to see how it goes from here. I actually don't enjoy prolonged consulting anymore because it takes away a lot of time, and obviously it becomes very hard to manage. But one thing I realized, because I primarily work from home and my team's fully remote, I do enjoy meeting new people in this format. And even better if you're currently visiting Dhaka, so I am available in Dhaka. So if you have a company and you're running it and you would like to come, like to do an event in person or consulting in person, happy to do this, happy to be available. And another reason I'm becoming available on YouTube, guys, is because I realized YouTube is growing. I just made one meditation video and it's growing. So anyhow, we'll talk about some of this stuff after. That's the partnership chat. Next, let's talk about a whole bunch of things about, let me just go here. This is cleaner. Let's do this. So next, let's talk about some of the stuff about YouTube, vlogging, some general stuff, general learning, and I want to share with you some learning philosophies that really work well for me and for my team and can work well for you as well. And I want to also share with you some things that I've been doing for my personal learning that has absolutely been a game changer, and happy to talk about it in more details if you want to jump on a consulting session or whatever. But anyhow, so lately, guys, I have not been spending a lot of time on YouTube. It's been interesting. I'm seeing that organically I have got 10 or more subscribers growing every day. So as you guys, some of you know, that December, January, February, I spent a little bit of time just played around with YouTube. I love the idea. I'd love to have a large audience base that are focused on doing things that I'm interested in, and we can talk. And I think you can do business like this. You can just be on a singlet and just on a sunny day and just jump on a call and talk, things like this. I am starting to become more and more casual about business like this and reaching out to people just like this, and I want to be available in this way. So YouTube is a space where, so the rest of the conversation is very much vlog style, guys. So I'm just going to talk about my mind here. So YouTube is one of the spaces where you can really connect with people that you love. I've realized that things that I enjoy are fitness, things that I enjoy are tech, things that I enjoy are productivity, things like this. Still getting a bit of an interruption in the area where I'm in, guys. But anyhow, so thank you for putting up with me, guys, with the noise and everything, background noises and everything. I'm trying to remove some of this with AI, see if I can for this one. But the goal is to quickly go out there and put some videos out there. I want a memory of how I was thinking at this point in time and how this whole journey evolves and changes and so forth. Anyhow, so I love YouTube and idea of YouTube, but unfortunately I'm at a point where I don't have that time, as much time as I'd like to spend on YouTube and things like this, until we've built a team around YouTube. That's going to be much farther down the track. Right now, I'll give you the general thoughts on things that I'm working on. So I'm working with someone translating a book in Bangla. It's a really cool book that I've worked on years and years ago. It's not a secular book, so I'm not going to talk much details about it, but it's just a project on my side, and I've got my partner helping me with this one. That's fantastic, and a little bit of my team, things like this. Big priority on my list, things that I really enjoy doing at the moment, is SnapTask. Building this, the possibility of AI is absolutely incredible, so I'm loving it. So if you're not using AI to its full potential, I would recommend use it. I don't know how you use it. If anyone wants to talk about cool ways they're using it, reach out to me. That conversation is free, guys, but send it to me. Send a couple of voice messages to me first, and then go from there. I really struggle to keep tab of all the emails and messages that comes to me, so sometimes I'm really slow, but anyhow, that's how it is. But if we vibe well, if we have a topic to talk about that we both have mutual interest in, hey, we can jam. That's completely fine. Other than that, so we've got the translation project. That will be a focus area between now and the next, I would say, next few weeks to get it done. Other than that, SnapTask is a big piece on my list. I am programming every day a little bit, and I'm learning a little bit as well, diving into React and things like this. Not something I have time for. I should be focusing more on sales and business development, but I enjoy it, so I'm enjoying it. The other than that, I've got YouTube project, but that's sort of in a pause, very slow. So sometimes I might share things like this, which is like a big rant, put a little music on so you guys can hear and connect. That's just my thought. And then outside of that, another important project I'm working on is I'm actually creating a course. The course is called FEBS. It's freelancing English for Bangla speakers. So some of you would know that I'm fluent in both languages, and I realized that if I want to hire people in Bangladesh, learning English is a big problem. So a lot of people in Bangladesh who wants to grow in freelancing or want to serve remotely and probably can become part of my team, but they don't have good enough English to participate or support clients. So for those people, I decided I'll create a course, something I'm piloting with my own team internally, and it'll be launched, whether it's ready or not, 1st of April. So I've got a couple of students lined up. We just said we're going to take on one student on our first pilot. I think it'll be running at 9 p.m. at this point, not 100%, but 9 p.m. Dhaka time, and you'll have 1 hour of English practice with me directly, and then 1 hour of practice on your own. This whole thing will turn into a product, self-guided product in the future, and also probably an app. But for now, the goal is to teach some students, and FEBS is going to grow. We have the domain called freelancingenglish.com. You can go out, check it out. It's coming. It's going to be a fabulous course. By the way, we're only charging 5,000 taka BDT for the course. It's actually a value-added price. To get what we're providing, you'd probably end up spending 12K or more in Dhaka, because I'll be teaching you directly. You're not going to learn. You're not going to learn from a teacher. You'll be learning from a CEO. You're learning from a founder. You're learning from somebody who you will be serving. So I'll be telling you exactly what you need to know. It's very, very focused. We will be teaching you how to introduce yourself. It's a 22-day course, the first launch. After that, it's going to be more practice if you want to learn more things like this. It's very short, sharp, and focused on really building out people who wants to do freelancing. So that's something in my mind as well, guys. So those are the general philosophy that I have in mind. So this video has become 30 minutes, so it's very, very long. So I don't want to make it any longer. But before I wrap up, let me share with you something that I've been doing for learning that you might find helpful as well. So using AI, there is a way that you can actually communicate with the very best thinkers in the world, or at least tap into their way of thinking. So that's what I'm doing. So I have decided that I will spend a dedicated amount of time on a daily basis with AI tools for learning and growth on the areas of my interest. So as you guys know, that learning is one of the biggest things that I do. I love to learn. I learn things that it's my current challenge, and I solve problems by learning, self-learning. Self-structured learning. So if you are not structured, if you're not learning and applying, then that is more like a education entertainment. You feel like you're learning, but you're not really learning anything. It's a serious amount of learning when you can learn something, immediately apply to your area of challenges, something that helped me, right? So one of the things that I was able to do is I was able to get my mindset completely shifted about cash flow and how I think about cash flow, how I think about time, how I think about focus, because I was able to get some direct feedback from people like Diamond Jones, Alex Hormozi, and Warren Buffett. So these are amazing things that you can do with today's day and age that we were not able to do in the past. Now, the details of how I do it is a little bit difficult. It's not very costly. You can get it with very little cost. I'm happy to discuss probably more in a one-on-one session or something like this, because the way I view learning is detailed, very, very detailed. I'll tell you, my entire team, and even my family are on a learning process. Every day they'll be learning on an area of their challenge. If you have a problem with money, I'll give you something to learn with money, and you'll be learning every single day and sharing a voice update and a little handwritten note about what you've learned every single day. The most powerful thing about learning this way, guys, it's not about what you learn, not the content, but the fact that you made yourself conscious to learn in that way for that period. And that absolutely changes the game. what it does, it helps you. Become conscious. So if you're conscious like that on a subject for 30 days or a month, you tap into the power of your own brain to think more clearly about that particular problem, and that becomes a non-problem very soon. And it could be about soft issues, guys. So maybe you're not grateful. Maybe there's something you can learn about gratefulness, mindfulness, listening, communication skills. All of these things you can use for that, but you can also use that for technical skills like AI, programming, coding, skill set of design, communication, all of that. So this is a powerful way of learning, guys. So anyhow, that's a big rant. That's the wrap for the day and for the week. I don't know when I'll be back next. I've got a whole bunch of videos lined up, so hopefully I'll be sharing some of them at some point. Thanks for watching, and I would love your feedback. I'm actually more and more active on YouTube. I'd love your feedback under the video, anywhere, any of the videos that I'm making, on the projects I'm working on. And if you want to have a chat, if you want to jump back in on a call with me, let me know. If you happen to be in Dhaka, I'd love to get in touch with you guys. I've got a whole bunch of admin work, whole bunch of problems that I'm dealing with, but that's normal. And while doing that, I'm doing my best to reach out, connect in my own style. Like, I have no template that I'm following from anybody. This is just my way of doing it, guys. Hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know your thoughts, and take a look at SnapTask if you have questions, comments. If you want some features to be built, I'd love to build it. Reach out for consulting if that's something you're interested in, or just sit back, listen and learn. I'll come back and occasionally share these things with you guys for free. Take care.